Today on Two Teachers and a Talk Show, we are talking about burnout. Burnout is a very common issue among teachers. In fact, it has been documented that teachers have the highest rates of burnout in Canada when compared to other professions.
Wait a second, what even is burnout?
The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines burnout as exhaustion of physical and emotional strength or motivation. It is usually the result of prolonged stress or frustration.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so terrible. Why would anyone feel that way? Isn't teaching so rewarding and fun with a fantastic secure pay, great administration everywhere you work, support from the government, parents, and public all in one?
No. I don't know what rock you've been hiding under, Michelle, but teachers are exposed to many things that could potentially cause burnout and even depression.
Oh, all this research I just did in the last 30 seconds is telling me that burnout can be caused by things such as issues with classroom management, low wages, lack of support from administration, the public, and parents, and paperwork overload.
Correct, but burnout just doesn't appear out of nowhere. It can happen in stages. The first stage is called rigidity and closed off to input. People in this stage will often fail to act accordingly when sick. They won't call in for a substitute and will work when perhaps they shouldn't be. Self-neglect is common. They'll ignore the signs, insist they're fine, even when there are clear signs and stressors of burnout beginning. Stage 2 is called irritability and quickness to anger. In this stage, people will have their mood and emotional self-regulation affected. They won't sleep well, they won't eat well, and they won't stick to their personal routines, which often makes irritability worse. The third stage is called paranoia and self-medication. Increased fatigue, isolation, and depression are common in this stage. A 2015 study says that as many as a quarter of teachers are diagnosed with depression. In this stage, self-medicating is common with things like alcohol and drugs. And the last stage is stage 4, called emotional exhaustion and career failure. This stage is the leading cause of attrition due to mental, physical, and emotional exhaustion. There are survey results from the American Federation of Teachers that says that 78% of teachers have overwhelming levels of stress.
I wonder how students who are taught by teachers with burnout are affected.
Well, in fact, there are studies that show just that. One study looked at student performances in math and English. They found that weak students did considerably poorer when taught by teachers who reported feelings of burnout. Another study found that students even had physiological responses in their cortisol levels when being taught by teachers with burnout.
If you're feeling like you may be suffering from burnout or depression, the NSTU can help.
Yes, they can. They offer what's called the Resilience Program. It's also called the Employee and Family Assistance Program. They offer counseling services provided by highly qualified counselors. They offer referral services for partners and dependents. They deal with things like psychological disorders, alcohol and drug problems, anger management, and conflict resolution. They even offer phone and online counseling, if that's more convenient for you. They provide support for childcare, elder care, financial and nutritional support. Just one less thing that you have to worry about if you are starting to feel overwhelmed and on the path to burnout. The NSTU suggests that you can use these services when you no longer cope with stress well, if you are experiencing personal, relationship, and family problems, if you experience emotional turmoil from work, if you want to make changes in your energy and enthusiasm levels, also, if you have problems with drug, alcohol, anxiety, depression, and compulsive disorders. All of the information about the Resilience Program can be found on the NSTU website. There are so many resources available in this province, as well as other provinces. If you are feeling not yourself and think you may be on your way to burning out, please check into the Resilience Program and other services offered by the union.
But there must be something that can be done prior to being completely burnt out. I mean, self-care can help before you even get to that point, right?
Yes, there are many ways to care for yourself. These that can alleviate some of the stress we feel at work and home.
Well, I found this stuff from an online community of teachers. If you're busy throughout the day, things like drinking tea, having a bite of chocolate, eating nuts, flossing, having a healthy snack, or even playing with a stress ball can help. If you have a few minutes during the day, do some stretching or yoga poses, get some fresh air. A change of scenery for even a few minutes can do wonders. Have a mindful moment, center yourself. After a tough day, feel free to knit, paint, quilt, draw, play or listen to some music. Baking is also a great stress reducer. It is also important to remember to look for the positives in life. Call a parent and talk to them about something positive their child did. Spend time with loved ones or animals. Keep a folder of the positive things. Keep a journal of the positive things. It is also important to give yourself a moment or two to chill and unwind. Take a bath, read a book, meditate. There are even some great apps for guided meditation. Headspace is a great one, for example. Take the time to move your body. Exercise is so important for mental health. Anything from running to yoga to walking to joining a fighting gym. Remember, self-care is important, not selfish. It is important to remember that self-care is not selfish. Some people need the reminder to take a little time out of their day for themselves. It might help to create a weekly routine to carve out this essential time. Every day of the week, lay out a little something you plan to do to help yourself reset. It can be as simple as Monday, you'll enjoy an evening stroll. Tuesday, you'll set time aside to read a chapter from a good book. Wednesday, you'll bake, and so on. Whatever makes you happy and helps you relax. Don't forget to be gentle with yourself. It's okay to say no. You can still be a kind person with a good heart and say no sometimes. Know your limits, set them, and stick to them. We place so much emphasis on wanting the best for our students, but we as teachers cannot possibly give them the best if we do not take care of ourselves.
Have a good day and thank you for listening.